roll high, big whips, big joints, big blunts, it's the Buckeye way. We rollin' nothing but that loud, Buckeye loud pack. Let's roll up Ohio. Heavy bass hits, horns rise, mastermind cannabis, Ohio Cannabis live. We here to unite. Let's light it up. Ohio where we roll high, big whips, big vibes, big joints, big blunts, Buckeye loud for life. From 216 to 614, we keep it lit. 330 and 740, we the ultimate. Nothing but that loud pack, the pride of the state. Roll it up, light it up, let's elevate. From Akron to Canton, Columbus to Dayton, Buckeye buzz so strong, there's no debating. You can see the smoke rise, we shining bright. Ohio loud got us glowing in the satellite light. Ohio Cannabis live, yeah, we here to stay. Uniting 88 counties in a major way. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. We on a whole new level, Ohio's the vibe. Big clouds in the sky, Buckeyes ride or die. From 419 to 513, we keep it tight. 937 and 440, we ignite. Big joints in Columbus, big blunts in the south. From Toledo to Cleveland, we lighten the loud. Ohio's united, this our time to shine. 88 counties reppin', all on the grind. Put it in a joint, light it and smoke it, Buckeye pride strong. Ohio's the focus, from I-70 to 71 we ride. Ohio Cannabis live, keeping us unified. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. Ohio, Ohio, let's rise together. Buckeye pride, yeah, it's now or never. Big clouds, big vibes, we set the tone. Ohio's
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Mastermind here for Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome to the new and improved Ohio Cannabis Live. What I do, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy 420. What you medicating on? We about to get it in. Y'all already know what the big news of the day is. I ain't got to say it out loud, but you already know it. Your boy, he signed it. He signed the executive order to not legalize cannabis, marijuana, but to reschedule it. And I would like to explain what that means for those who are not quite sure. First of all, again, I'll say it again. What happened when the executive order was signed? Absolutely nothing. Nothing changed. No laws have changed. No policy has changed. Nothing has changed other than a directive from the president, who is now asking the DEA and everybody else to get together and expedite the process to reschedule, not deschedule, cannabis to a lower class. Right now, it's a level 1. This is up there with heroin and everything else that's bad. And they're going to bring it down to a Schedule 3. That puts it in the same classification as Tylenol. Where can you buy Tylenol at right now? Everywhere, anywhere. So theoretically, by putting it on the Schedule 3, this could mean that you could buy cannabis literally anywhere eventually, because you can buy Tylenol everywhere eventually. However, this also means that now, with it being on a Schedule 3, Tylenol has oversight from the FDA. So that means that the Food and Drug Administration will now be involved in some way probably about cannabis. which isn't necessarily a horrible thing when you think about having some clearer guidelines about what can be used to make our edibles, what can be used to make concentrates. This might finally end all of the use of moldy, failed biomass to make processed goods. This could end that. So for some people, this could be bad news because they're used to using failed biomass. And when I'm talking about failed biomass, I'm meaning plant material that did not pass mold testing that is now being used to make processed goods. This is a common practice nationwide. They do it in Ohio, they do it in Michigan. At some point, you probably purchased products that were processed goods that were used. I mean, that came from remediated, as they like to say, instead of the moldy word, remediated biomass. Why? Because they can sell this biomass, and when they extract THC, just so you understand why this is done, when you extract THC from biomass or aka plant material, those who not know when I'm saying plant material, put it together. You like that little effect, right? So this plant material, it gets into either an ethanol, a CO2, or butane extraction process. What this does is it separates the THC from the plant material. The plant material, like I said, it could be in any condition. It could be frozen, fresh frozen, it could be moldy, whatever. What the processor wants is only the THC, the terpenes, and anything else of use. The rest is always discarded. So the material that's spent from making pure THC distillate oil, for example, or any of the THC oils, always discards the plant material. So that plant material is no longer viable. It's gone. It's stripped of everything in it. So there is nothing. And then when they run it back through these tests, these things are retested when they test it, the testing lab, and retest it. And then this is a bypass. I mean, it's not going to show up that there's mold in the THC. You see what I mean? Mold is on the plant, not the THC itself. Okay, that's why they've been doing this. That's why no one notices this because most people they just want the effect. They're not really concerned about whether it came from a moldy plant or not because they really don't know. This is something that isn't disclosed to the consumer on the label. Also, something that's been happening is radiation treatments to kill mold and things that nature. This is another remediation tactic that companies would use to basically clean the weed. We've heard about peroxide dips, hydrogen peroxide dip, which home growers do. You get bugs or something like that. You're concerned. You want to dip it in lemon juice or hydrogen peroxide to make sure that it doesn't have any bugs in it, spider mites in it, or whatever might have happened during your grow. And so it's done. It's practiced it, all over the country, and people have been doing it for years. However, with this new classification, Schedule 3, um, this opens up new tax benefits for those involved in the industry. This also will certainly open up the ability to be able to bank within the industry as well, because Tylenol has no problem opening up a bank account, right? So, for a lot of people who are in the cannabis space who have maybe been afraid to really step out there, um, and those who are interested in the medicinal benefits and the research, like myself, this is an opportunity for us to grow that space, to get more people involved in that space. Um, but yeah, it's one of them things where a lot of people um, they're got bigger problems right now. This is a distraction. Let's not forget what happened over the weekend. People were killed for no good reason at the Brown University. And guy was shot at the school at his house, his family there for no good reason. Um, ICE is here in Columbus right now. They're going after people here in Columbus, Ohio. ICE is here. Um, and so, yeah, it's hard for people to focus in. And then it's the holidays. So yes, this is good news in some ways. In other ways, it might not be that great. But at the same time, I still think it's important for us to celebrate any progress on cannabis legalization and not just being something with Ohio, but on a national level. And also, let's not be be clear, we still have to deal with Senate Bill 56, which, as far as recording this video, has not been signed into law yet. We still anticipate that Senate Bill 56 will be signed into law, and it will become an issue for many businesses here in Ohio. And the thing about Senate Bill 56 that's different from the executive order is that when he signs Senate Bill 56 in the law, it'll be effective in 90 days. So that means that many businesses could be forced to close or go out of business at the beginning of the year. The first quarter of their business will be zero because they will be having to break down their business. I mean, I don't think people understand the scale and scope of Senate Bill 56. I mean, it's more than just a hemp ban on THCA and Delta 8 products. But this is a change to how things are for medical cannabis patients. This is a change to employment protection. This is a change to housing rights. This is a change to organ transplants. This is a change to where you can buy cannabis products at. I mean, this is a change to how cannabis is transported. So, and then there's also something else you need to know for those people that are growing. So, it's been explained to me that although the count is still 12 plants, the other part in the law that we had before that says you really couldn't get in trouble till it was 24 plants, well, that's gone now. So if you were over 12 plants, and we're talking about clones too, by the way, for those who have a tray full of clones, we're talking about that too now as being part of the 12 plant count, making it much different than what people have been doing. So those who are not really sure what I'm talking about, I do encourage you to read Senate Bill 56, especially the part about the home grower part, because they did change it. They did change it. And so there's a lot that they slipped past people because they were distracted and people didn't read it. And there wasn't enough education and there wasn't public comment like it was before. What I'm saying to you is that when I was fighting for it before, the bill that we were fighting, a lot of the things that were horrible, we had got them to take those out. So they weren't even in there. But when they put this new version of Senate Bill 56 in the law, this had all the things from all the other bills that have passed that everybody hated. And only a very few things. Even how the expungement works will change under Senate Bill 56. So this is another reason why I plan on having it at my expo. And I just want to let y'all know we got our first sponsor. I'm pleased to announce one of our core sponsors, Dialed In Rosin Gummies. Congratulations. Thank you, Dialed In Gummies. They're a rosin gummy company. So if you like gummies, you got to get dialed in. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all support. They also will have an exhibitor booth at the expo. So thank you again. We do have some more companies coming in. For those who are interested in being a part of this and watching this, please visit ohiocannabisexpo.com for tickets. I've got all the discount codes active now. I have another announcement. Breaking news. Breaking news. We've decided to let bud tenders in for free. So every bud tender who's watching this stream right now, you get in free. And all bud tenders get in free. All of them. Nationwide. What did he say? All of them. So again, make sure you, if you're a bud tender, it's Bud Tender 2026. Don't tell me you can't remember that. If you are a medical patient, it's Ohio MMJ 2026. If you're a veteran, it's Vet 2026. So I'm trying to make it extremely easy. If you forgot it already, it's going across the bottom in the ticker. This ticker down here. And as you can see, I have spent some more time upgrading my setup a little bit, a little bit. It might be a little bit more challenging to figure out where exactly I am right now. Anyway, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the video with a friend. Don't forget to tell me what you're having for dinner today. And don't forget to let me know how the weather is in your neighborhood. I put the forecast down in the ticker. It is certainly colder than it was yesterday. And then I heard it's going to warm up tomorrow for some places. And then it's going to get cold again. I'm tired of this winter roller coaster that we on right now. Um, you know, it is crazy. Let me know what you're going to cook for Christmas. I also want to let you know that next week on our show, we're going to talk a little bit more about how some of these things with the executive order will have an impact on Ohio or not. And I think that by next week, we should have some more details about what they're going to try to do. I heard some things that sounded very promising and interesting in the name of research and medical. But at the end of the day, I'm very curious in the final details about how things were going to go. Um, I don't do Tylenol, just so you know. I can't take it. I can't tolerate it. Does rescheduling counteract the bill that DeWine just signed? Um, it could, but hard to say right now. Uh, but it really, I've always thought that, um, yeah. So I see he signed it. So it looks like, hold on, let's see. Yeah, so he signed it into law. I'm seeing this now. This has been done in the last less than an hour. So since I played my show, he did actually sign it into law, and I knew that he was waiting for Trump to sign the executive order before he signed it. And so I think that people are going to challenge the law based on the executive order because it did say in the executive order that they were going to do something with CBD, which is where hemp comes from. And it's still all the same. It's still all the same. No, not so. As far as this is what I was saying. The law takes effect in 90 days. And so, as I had anticipated, they've done this now. So this is according to the Ohio Capitol Journal. This is breaking news while we're on air live. Thanks for mentioning that to us. So we're bringing this to you right here, so you can see it. Again, the timestamp on this is 3:30. So I knew that between now and I just had a feeling he was going to do this today, y'all. So it's done. Um, you know, for those who didn't see the videos about how we got to this, go back and watch it because it's still on my channel. So you can see how we got to Senate Bill 56 actually becoming law. Um, and it's going to change how cannabis events work. It's going to change a lot of things. So I think that as people start to break down what's happening, I think that they'll start to react in a different way. I think that right now people are still trying to learn exactly what this means from a business standpoint. Um, but yeah, I'm showing you the article that I'm seeing, and this is information we're getting in real time. So again, source from the Capitol Journal here, the Ohio Capitol Journal to be specific. Feel free to check out their website and get the information that they've written in their post there. I'll be writing a follow-up post on this myself. Um, Mama Mastermind with the $10 super chat. I thank you for that, Mom. And we also have a new thing going on the videos. Look for this thing called Hype Me Up or Hype. It's like you have to slide everything over. So make sure you do that. Um, I'm looking at y'all's comments right now. I gotta do something here. Hold on, y'all. My monitor was down some, so I couldn't see I couldn't see the final comments. Yeah, well, let's see. Mike DeWine's a terrible Republican. Okay, Trump going to have Medicare cover CBD. That was something that I heard in the commercial. So I do think that's something that could happen. Um, now that research can be positive under Schedule 1, all researchers say, but bad, but we still have to campaign to promote positive outcomes for cannabis research. That is absolutely correct. Hey, Jimmy just did some membership giveaways. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that. We've got Lagos Kicks. Tristan Overy, Sainty 419, and 0914 Sully, and Soki May all receive memberships. Thank you for that. You will have a free membership for the next 30 days. Being a part of the channel helps keep the channel going, it helps keep everything else going. So we definitely appreciate you supporting our channel. Thank you again, Jimmy. Jimmy's been with us for a while. Jimmy and Lynette are moderators. Lynette could not be here today, so shout out to her anyway. She's watching this later. We still love you, Lynette. Appreciate your support. And thank you again, Jimmy, for being here and helping me keep everything together. At least we know my microphone's working today, buddy. I ain't sure we're gonna be no mistakes made today, as you can see. So, I think that another thing that I want to talk about is that uh, with the Senate Bill 56, they're coming after people's benefits. My benefits will be gone December 31st if I don't stop them. So they're trying to take my benefits away. They're coming right after me as well. Um, you know, so this is a real life threat to people, especially people who are sick and people who rely on medical cannabis for their pain management. This is also something of a concern for people who are renters, who live in tight housing units where, now all of a sudden cannabis smoking outside in your car in the parking lot might be a new problem now. It is a new problem. You shouldn't be smoking weed in your car. Don't do it. And I'm telling you, the reason why is because they're going to change probable cause. So they smell weed like you just burnt a joint in your car, even though you might have done that at the house. There's still going to be a smell in your car. And, all I can tell you to do is, at the bare minimum, buy you some Ozium air freshener. Shameless plug. I swear they ain't sponsoring the video. But Ozium, it helps. But again, I still recommend you don't smoke in your car unless you just have no choice. But again, it's cold outside. I think these people don't realize that smoking inside indoors is a premium thing to do. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't smoke in their house. They don't want their house smelling like smoke. So they go outside where it's open air, where it should be not a problem. We got all kind of chemicals and gas and fuel and all kinds of shit going through our air right now. It's way more worse than some weed smoke and smells way worse than some weed smoke. So I think that smoking outside nationally should be totally okay, but not in front of businesses and places that don't want it. So I think that public consumption in a way should be allowed, with respect to people's boundaries. You know, I think that's realistic. I mean, people smoke cigarettes pretty much wherever they want, and nobody says a word. So people chewing up Tylenols, nobody's questioning it. So I think we're gonna start telling them, well, like they said, regulate like alcohol. You're gonna have to regulate it like Tylenol. Regulate like Tylenol campaign. I mean, and are they even regulating Tylenol? Do y'all know what happened back in the day? People died from them Tylenol. That's why I ain't taking this shit. So, and what they say, oh, it causes autism. So they just doing all kind of things. So I mean, maybe they're right. Maybe it does. I don't know. I just don't advise you to take it. And I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not giving you any medical advice. I'm just saying, don't take this shit. Find something else, like cannabis. I just think it's just really hard. The impact on Ohio will have an impact because, again, I think that companies are going to say, well, if I'm doing everything right in my CBD hemp business and I'm not doing synthetics or things that are actually banned, I should still be able to operate. So it's possible that some businesses will adapt and adjust. And then, simple today is like, how do you get rid of THCA when THCA is still just weed? It's still hemp. I mean, still CBD. It all come from the same damn thing. So they're going to keep trying to tell us there's 3 or 4 different types of plants: a THCA one, a Delta 8 one, uh, a THC better one, and then another one. It's still all it's still all weed, y'all. It's still all weed, man. I'm telling y'all. So they're really working us with these tricks. So again, I think that's important that we all come to realization. Again, when it comes to what's next, um, we're going to wait and see. We can only see what was said initially about the research and about the medical aspects, and as mentioned about the potential for Medicare covering CBD. Um, this could be huge. I mean, but at the same time, we're still going to have to continue to work to destigmatize the plant here. We're still going to need to host these events like I'm trying to do to get businesses and consumers together in the same room so that we can talk to each other in a respectful way. We still need to get politicians there so we can educate them on why this is very important from a medicinal standpoint. We still need to educate about the endocannabinoid system, about terpenes, about different aspects of THC, whether it's Delta 9 or Delta 8 or Delta 7. We need to be educating about these things and making sure people who are involved in it, who are going to be new, that they also get the proper education about these products. We want to work with schools, universities, and other educational platforms to help get the word out about these changes in the law. We want to make sure people understand that this is still our plant. We're not giving up, and this is not the end of it. We're going to continue to fight for consumer rights. We're going to continue to advocate for change. But right now, what we need to do as a nation here is we need to move forward. And what did Mastermind say in the last video about the new model for Mastermind Cannabis? Keep thinking. Keep thinking about what's possible. Keep thinking about what you can do. Keep thinking about how we can use this to our advantage. Keep thinking about the cheat code that we can utilize to educate more people about how it works. We're going to see research studies come out that are going to say horrible things like the scrotums, I don't know, scrotting, whatever they're calling this shit, throwing up and screaming at the same time because of cannabis. I've never heard such a thing. I do believe that cannabis use disorder is something that does exist in rare cases. However, and all the people I know who smoke, consume for the last 25 plus 30 years, I've never encountered anyone who is, you know, going through some of the things I've heard. I do know that some people certainly have reactions to cannabis that are negative and they can't consume it, they can't touch it. And it's not for their body. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So, cannabis isn't for everyone, but it is for a lot of us. And it does help a lot of people who are looking to get away from other drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, street drugs, homemade drugs. There's a whole bunch of different categories of drugs out there right now, and cannabis is still a plant, And I think we all can agree that people want the most natural, safe, clean, and organic version of that plant. They want to know that it's tested, that it's safe, that it's clean. And there's only two ways to know that. Either you know your grower or you get it from a dispensary. That's it. That's it. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with getting it from your grower or your caregiver. I mean, there's no shame in that at all. And I still said this, like I said last week. I mean, Ohio needs to be thinking about pathway programs, social justice programs that help people who have been impacted by the bogus war on drugs, especially here in Ohio. People who are still in jail for weed. What about them? How's this going to impact them? We don't have no idea. But that's something we need to investigate, and we need to fight for these people to get them out of jail because now it's legal here. We have to change these things. And it starts right here with us. And there's only 15 people watching this video right now. And I know that, again, it's Friday night. The wind's blowing real hard. It's cold outside. People is trying to get ready for Christmas. So there's people out shopping and probably watching the evening news or the press conference about DeWine signing the order, whatever. But again, I hope that people will watch this on the replay and realize that the goal here, even though my show comes on at 4:20, is still for you to watch it and gain insight, information, useful information about what's happening in the Ohio cannabis space and what's happening in the world, the whole country with this. And so today's show is broader. It's not just about Ohio. It's about cannabis in general. It's about the growth that we need to prepare for. There's going to be more people coming to Ohio than ever, and they're going to be here lost. And it's going to be up for us to create ways to guide them so that they don't, make mistakes. It's going to be on us to develop these educational programs to make sure people understand what's right and what's not. It's going to be a whole new learning education about these new laws that are coming so that we know how to protect ourselves as consumers. We're going to have to really do some really deep work on transporting cannabis in Ohio. That's changed now. So the way you transport your cannabis right now, you can't do that no more. You can't. It's illegal now. In 90 days, it'll be illegal. So, you know, there's so much for us to unpack now that it's actually been signed that, again, next week we will talk more about it. And I'm going to try to go in there and find the exact ORC codes about some of the most terrifying parts of it so that we can understand what those parts are and how we can navigate them now and how we can protect ourselves and others from penalties, punishments that are now back in the law. And we need to figure out how to create a wave of energy for next year for the midterms to remove and vote these people out of office and to bring in a new group of people who are more pro cannabis and who are more open to learning, who can help us undo some of the things in here. Now, I'll say this at the end: we needed regulations for these products that were not being regulated. We needed to get rid of all these outside companies that are just pumping dirty weed into our state. We needed an age limit. We needed products to be tested, and we needed things to be oversight. When they were saying they were going to make hemp dispensaries a few months ago, I thought, well, that's just going to really confuse everybody because they're already doing that right now. So, you know, now things are going to be different. When you want to go to the store and get certain things, you may have to go to a dispensary to get these things now. You may have to travel out of your way to get things that you didn't have to go out of your way to get before. So that's something to prepare for. You need to make sure that you get your medical cannabis card renewed as soon as possible because you want to continue to save on the taxes. You want to consider take advantage of any discounts that are available for medical patients, and you certainly want to be priority when you go to the dispensary. And you also want to be able to have the maximum amount of medicine that you need for yourself. So you definitely need to go ahead and get your card. There is still a button on my site to get a card, to get a discount. It's still active, so you can still use it. So that is still available to you. But yeah, we have a lot of work to do now. And as we move forward with the expo, had to already think that this was going to happen. And that's why I planned everything the way I did. That's why you didn't see a bunch of videos about everything during the last several days because I was alerted that this was going to take place. And I even had the time and everything. And it was pretty close. I mean, I think he came on at 1:40 yesterday and they told me 1:30. So they were pretty close. I mean, I give them that. So it's all happened relatively quick. So again, I thank all of you all for being here. Don't forget to let me know in the comments, either on the live stream or the replay, what you're having for dinner today, what your favorite strain is right now, whether it's something from the dispensary or not, doesn't matter. And also let me know how the weather is where you are. I mean, what you got going on. And let's do this. Add a location check in there too, man. Chime in where you come. I'd like to know where some of my viewers are at right now, even the ones who are watching this on the replay. I'd love to know where you are right now. Again, I thank all of y'all for being here today for our stream. We'll be doing more streams, and as I said, you will see more streams, and you will see some new technology. I'm learning a lot and working on a lot of different things to enhance my stream and my quality here, and you'll see that. So again, thank y'all all for being here. I will see all of you on the next stream. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend about Ohio Cannabis Live and what I'm doing here and how you're part of this movement too, because this isn't just me now. This is a nation of people. We're all together in this. It doesn't matter where you are right now. You're a part of this. So again, I thank you for being a part of my stream. Again, one special shout out to the expo sponsor, Dialed In Gummies, Dialed In Resin Gummies. Appreciate y'all. And thank you again to all the other folks that supported us and helped us get to where we are today. We'll definitely see all of you on the next stream. And I'm going to say peace now.